before we wrap up, I want to get your perspective on a few topics we discussed briefly before we started recording here.
Shoot.
So what do you think of training policies and procedures of today? And if there are issues with it, how do you propose addressing those?
Training policies today, they've handicapped themselves a lot. Some of them are a joke, and I do mean the joke. This industry is known for being cliquish. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it comes about, but it happens. And I've seen it happen so many times. Everybody wants pilots, right? They looking for pilots. We need pilots. We need pilots. I guarantee you right now that if anybody in the office walked down to a boat, any one of their boats that's had guys on that boat for a set amount of period of time, that guy is ready to go get his license. That guy is ready to be trained. The problem is they won't replace him, or the person in charge of said boat won't train him. So he gets stuck in limbo. The AWO and all the rest of this is like watching all of them, right? All these main companies, big figureheads, AWO, whatever you want to call it. It's literally like watching whose line is it anyway. The game's made up and the points don't count. You did this to yourself. You hamstringed yourself. You cut the hitches, you cut the population out. Then the office put in restrictions. And then you let the government jump in your back pocket with this TWIC card and all this other crap that they get. You signed this stuff into place. You made this law saying it's going to be better. No, it ain't going to be better. You don't need this because this industry has never had a problem, ever. You're trying to set a standard. Same thing I always told them before. Why is the rule book this thick, but the policies and procedures, I could sit on it and sit on top of the boat? It's all cover your ass scheme. And it's really, really, really bad when it's the bad kid in the class and the whole classroom has to pay for that one idiot. Social media, this thing me and you are on right now, why you think companies have such a problem with it? You know why? Because one guy T-boned the Vicksburg Bridge and another guy went by with a video phone and video. I had this discussion at an AEP captain's meeting. That's why I never had any freaking office people on my social media at all. They send me friend requests all the time. No, you ain't getting it. It's not happening. And the same way I explained it to them, there's a complete misconception when it comes to what social media is. Nobody stopped us from buying blank tapes when we were kids, right? Nobody stopped us from recording songs off the radio so that we could make our own mixtapes. Nobody stopped us from burning CDs so that you can have a mixed CD. Nobody stopped us from bringing cameras on a boat back in the day where you used to have to snap a picture and then bring it to Kodak to get it developed, right? That's why you showed what it was. That's social media, you idiots. That's being social. When you're sitting in a bar and you're showing your partners, hey man, look what I did. Well, look what this dumbass did. He crashed into this. That's social media, you idiots. It's all the same thing. It's just digital and it's in your face now. AEP did this crap and I told them they could stick it where the sun don't shine. And I told them, I was like, I tell you what, let's do it this way. How much money did we make from CNN? What do you mean? I said, because I woke up one morning at 7:30 on the news to find out the Safety Quest crashed into the freaking High Lines in Houston. They got airplanes flying all over everybody. CNN, broadcast news. You on the front page news, idiot. Did they pay us for the likeness of our boat? Where's the money from? Oh, no. Great. Did the Discovery Channel pay? What? No. There was an episode where they literally lost 2 of your MEM roll top barges in Lake Michigan for 48 hours. Lost them. Tow line broke. Couldn't find it. Did we get paid? No. Well, if they ain't paying, then stay the hell out of my social media and stay the hell out of my business. Me running my boat, your shit's in front of me, that's your problem. That's the way I look at it. Because there's no difference. You can't reach a generation of kids brought up on social media and cell phones when you have no social media. Yeah, there's going to be bad crap. There's always going to be bad crap. The funny part about it is that was the bad kid in the class, but the whole school got punished for it. Because the video they were talking about was shot from another company's boat, but they were pulling our social media rights. And, no, pot, meat, kettle, it's black, dummy. No, it's not happening. You can do whatever you want to do. Let me tell you how stupid they are. And brought up again, and they hated me when going to meetings, Tim. They hated me, right? Because obvious things are the stupid things. I don't know how you would go about it. I really don't understand how they're going to fix it because they're so far behind. Ask these guys when they get their companies, how many of their social media platforms are bitched out to somebody else. There's another company doing their thing, and it's all about hiring, or it's all about promoting, or it's all about doing something else. There's no first world thing going on. Ask Kenny about it. Kenny's riding for companies, and you have to be careful of what you say and who you work for, what colors you wear. Because, like you said, you can get in trouble. You can get sued. Any of you companies out there listening with the little thing he warned about, if you get a guy that comes in there and says that he got to have social media, tell him goodbye and have a good day and walk out your office. Because you don't need it. You shouldn't be able to reap the benefits of social media if you don't want your ass on social media. Period. That's the way I look at it. Because you can show everything. Like I could show all of the guys. You can show them tanking barges. Can't have phones on barges. They're not authentically safe. You can't. There's things that you can do to make it appealing and to show what it actually is, but you can't put it out there because the companies don't want to do the risk. You see what I mean? It's to shoot yourself in the foot. Period. Kenny's probably got the best way to go about it, but still it's a risk over reward. And Kenny's found that out because throwing lines repeatedly, you run the risk of an injury one way or the other. And I know Kenny's done all of his background and safety stuff, but it's still a risk. It's always a risk. Being on this boat is, you want to talk about risk? This industry will never have my respect. They will never have my respect again. There's 3 fellas on the bottom of the Mississippi River right now from years ago. They left them there with no look at whether they come back up ever again. Explain that one to me. Where's all this pull? Where's all of this governmental oversight? It's money. Somebody's getting paid. Somebody's getting something somewhere. There was 7 boats, 6 or 7 boats that sank that year. That's the only one they ever picked up. Got 3 souls on board. Now you imagine leaving for work one day, telling your wife and your kids goodbye, and then never coming home. Never. And you got to think about those 3 families from the RC Capel, right? Because the state of Louisiana will not issue a death certificate for 2 years. So anything that's in your name can't be dispersed because you're not dead, according to the law, because they have no body. And the industry is responsible for leaving them guys down there. You can put it on the Coast Guard all you want. Coast Guard, Corps of Engineers, any government entity, they don't give a shit. The companies, go get the boat. One way or the other, go get the boat. Falls a lot on the Coast Guard. Coast Guard should have buoyed it that night, and they didn't do it. That's on them. Somebody needs to go get the boat, period. I don't care who it is. If you need to call NOAA up and get him to park the Brown Sea up there, you do it. But get them up, because those families deserve closure more than anybody. But to tell me you care about a mariner, there's 3 on the bottom of the river. Go get them. Didn't happen. The RC Capel crew's still on the bottom. I don't know which way to go with them. I don't know how they would do it. I can tell you ways you can be done, but if you can't do it because they've handcuffed themselves, all of them. They wrote these policies. They put the policies in place. They shoved the policies down our throats. They made it all happen. When you do it, you're handcuffed. Figure it out. That's all I can tell you. You better go to Texas A&M or something and start recruiting from Blue Water, because Lord knows we're gonna know them dumb butts running around out here too. But it's gonna be hard because kids don't want to be away from home. Period. That's just the way it is. And then there's so many laws written that are stupid as hell to begin with. The FCC wrote laws years ago when cell phones first became a thing. You can't broadcast over state lines. So if you have a cell phone company that originated, let's say, just say it originated in the state of Mississippi, right? So back in the days of Cellular One and Cellular South and all these other little companies that were putting these radio towers before they all got bought out. You can't set up a tower and broadcast into Louisiana. It has to broadcast the minimal amount into the state. So they literally fence post the states. But all the towers are facing inside the state. They're not facing it. You don't get a 360-degree thing. We can run up this river all day long. I can go up the river and you could field goal 2 cell phone towers and not have a cell phone signal. Where the hell is that? What? Hey, hello. We're down here, dumbasses. No, you ain't getting a signal. Now you can put the toe in the bank, drop a ladder, and walk 1,200 foot. Boop, all the bars you want. Stupid. They put them. I can't even begin to tell you, brother. There's so many ways and so many things and so many stuff that they've done. They've handcuffed their damn selves, and they're trying to blame it on somebody. No, y'all did it. You did it to your damn self. Let's make it look good. For what? A bronze propeller or whatever from some made-up organization? Yeah, like I said, whose line is it anyway? It's a game that don't count, and the points are made up. I don't care. I can tell you who you sold down the river. Everybody that drives a boat. Every one of us is between the 11s. We got sold. That's the way it is. It's always been that way. I don't know how to fix it. I really didn't. I don't know. Kenny's got probably the best shot because Kenny set himself up the way he can take the Marine Throwdown Challenge and he can go it in. This industry doesn't have an awards show. You want an awards show, find a guy that you never hear from. Never makes a noise. Always shows up for crew change. Always goes home at the same time and never makes a damn noise. Don't get written up. Don't just goes about his business somewhere or another. He finds his way to a wheelhouse. That's the dude ought to get a freaking award because that's what this industry is all about. Just making crap happen and nobody ever hears. You're just under the surface and gone. Done. You hear all of them about this trucker strikes and their E-logs. We've been dealing with that crap ever since the Coast Guard jumped in. I don't know who put it in their mind, but 2 tugboats didn't run into the trade centers. You know, we didn't, none of that. No, we didn't hit them with barges. That's on them. They put those regulations into place. They signed those laws, not us. We're just trying to freaking figure out how to work around it. They want to document everything. It's ridiculous. I'm glad I'm getting to the point the way I'm at that diving board and I'm ready to go over the hill. But I can tell you that when I go over the hill, I'm going over the hill, like out, gone. The wife has even talked about it, moving to Mexico or moving to somewhere else, and it's done. It's so screwed up, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. They talked about the traffic schemes. You guy from Berwick talked about. Well, there you go again. Same problem, different avenue of the same problem, right? So you already got a shortage of wheelmen, but you're steadily building barges and boats. So where are you going to get these guys? When I was first coming up, if you met a tow every 6 hours, that was a lot. You may meet two, one or two. That was a watch. Man, I've met 55 freaking boats in one portion of a 6-hour watch. So your 2-lane highway now got the traffic of an interstate on it. It's craziness. It is absolute craziness, and they all shorthanded. Well, yeah, you can build a boat, but you can't build a person, dummy. You see what I mean? It's one of those catch-22s. You create this problem, but then you complicate it by doing this. I don't get it. What you think? What do you think about it?
I don't know.
See, that's it. You can sit there and scratch your head all the time. Somebody's got the answer. Kenny probably be the only one to do it. And that didn't come from an office person.
Right.
That came from a captain. They're going, we got to fix this. It's never going to come from the top down. You remember the damn, no, I ain't going to go into that long ass spiel. But yeah, it's culture. It's never going to come from the top down. It's always got to go from the bottom up, but they ain't never figured that out. You don't start the deck cruise, you're sitting in the wind. But there's too many clicks, man. It's too many clicks. I know it. I've signed the guys off. I've freaking trained them. I've done it. I got a guy that works at the company I'm working at right now. Same thing. He was on a boat for 6 years with one captain. Guy would never sign his tow off. Wouldn't train him because he didn't want to lose his tanker. And then had the nerve later on, once he became a pilot, asked him if he wanted to stay pilot on his boat. No, bro. Nah, bridge is burned. You blew that mother up over with a nuclear bomb. Idiots. You can't move people up. You got to move them. One way or another, you got to move them up. If they want to move up, it's even better. Some of them, there's an ongoing joke, Tim, around my house, and I've told my wife this. Hey, if you do any interviews with any of our friends, they're going to tell you. Trey was adamant about this. Adamant. Because my age-old question, this is the best way to motivate a guy off the deck. Anytime we were doing tow, in the rain, in the snow, in the cold, in the hot, first question I always ask when they start sweating, say, man, how's that weather treating y'all out there? Man, and my immediate response was, it's 72 and clear up here. Man, I don't even want to hear it. You'll see it on some of the Facebook posts that some of my guys, they'll click on it, and I'll take a picture of the guys working on a deck or something, and I'll be like, that weather ain't made for man or beast. Perfect for a deckhand. And then you see them all comment underneath it. 72 and clear, cow. Oh, cold front, air conditioning just kicked on. Like, it's taking them a long time to drill it in their heads. Get off the deck, man. You've been out here for this long. It's time, get off. Time for the next group to come in. It's a hard thing to do. It's a really, really hard thing. You don't think I wanted to lose my guys? Lance Templar, he still calls me freaking boss. I'm like, would you stop? Just stop. But no, just stop. I'm just Cap. I'm just me. But yeah, but any of them guys, man, they know it. They've all got my phone number. Y'all run. I tell them all when they were training them, like, look, you run into a problem, you run into something that you don't know, call me. Call me. I don't care what time of night. If you wake me up, I don't care. I would rather you wake me up and me lose sleep than you to crash. So, whole purpose of this job, don't crash. Just don't crash. Get it wherever you can get it, don't crash. That's all you got to do. So yeah, I've got phone calls in the middle of the night. Don't care. Whatever it takes, just cover them. Because to me, they're family. We spend way too much time out here and we don't get to spend as much time at home. So yeah, a bunch of them are like my little kids, man, running around. That's when I got the phone call from another guy, they even needed me to sign and stuff. I'm like, damn, bro, you're my last one, man. And ironically, my last one is graduating while I get off this time. So it's a thing. I don't know. But they did it. Like, I can't bring my dad. This is another one. You can't. My dad showed me how to drive a boat, right? Taught me everything I know about the water. Can't bring my dad on a boat. I know he's got a TWIC card because he works in the plants and stuff. But where's you bring your dad to work day? Where's you bring the kid to work day? Oh no, can't do that. He's not TWIC. Can't get him through a plant. Can't do this. Can't do that. We don't want him on this. That's our responsibility. What if something happens? Blah, 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 blah. Like there's a whole legality list about this freaking law of why not. But we need this. You see what I mean? No. You lost that generation. You did that to your damn selves. Y'all gonna reap the benefits. You figure it out. It ain't our job to fix this one. This one's on you. We grew up, you've done countless interviews. I grew up in my dad's lap driving a boat. Those stories will never happen again. They will never happen again. AEP was one of them. They put the policy in place that nepotism crap, whatever it was, you couldn't be on a boat with family. I could tell you the worst thing you could ever tell me to do is go back and be a deckhand with my daddy. There'd be 12 fools standing around drinking a Melapony, and I'm gonna be the one carrying the ice chest. We got rode hard. We got rode hard. No, I got somebody in my family that's freaking blood. Oh my God, they about to pay the devil twice with interest. I'm gonna ride them really, really hard because it's bad enough trying to impress me to begin with. You got to go a long, long way. You got to go twice as far as them other guys. Your ass better be up fast. That's just the thing. That's the way we were brought up. What's your next one? What was another part of that?
Oh, I had sub-M, and you mentioned some railroad bridges.
Oh, why? That's what I want to know. Why? We have an industry that is a slave to government bullshit. So, Old River Lock, that's going to be your number one problem. That's core, right? The state of Louisiana built the Upper Baton Rouge Bridge. That's what gave birth to the towing industry, barge industry, everything else. Somewhere along the line, I know there was a law passed because there's dams, there's old wooden dams that are falling apart now because this one's bought that one out, and that one's bought that one out, and that one's bought that one out. But if you dug a canal to do anything, you had to restrict the canal. The water couldn't flow through the canal. Well, the land's leaving because our terra firma ain't so firm. And ain't nobody fixing those dams. There ain't nobody doing that, which is all part of the coastal erosion problem. But when you have petrochemical companies and other things that's on the Mississippi River, and you know for a fact that the Mississippi wants to go down near Chapalaya, they're really good at band-aiding a problem but not fixing it. Fix the problem. That's the first problem, right? So levy the stuff off over there if that's the route you want to go. But you got to make sure that those levees are as tall as these. No, they're not. The levee ever breaks, everybody on that side is screwed. When you come in, it's 95 miles from Morgan City to Algiers Locks or Harvey Locks, whichever way you want to go, right? It's 95 miles. It's 63 miles up to Port Allen Route, which is a whole nother story. How can you have a 1,200-foot lock at Leland Bowman, a 1,200-foot lock at Bayou Buff, a 1,200-foot lock in Baton Rouge, and a raggedy-ass 55-foot wide, 600-foot long lock, 700-foot long lock, whatever it is at Bayou Sorrel? But you can't figure out why stuff gets backed up. Duh. Fix the lock. You done rebuilt it 20 times, 30 times since I've been out here. They keep tearing along with the short wall out because it's on the wrong side. But like, you see what I mean? It's just Band-Aid. It's money. Brazos Floodgate, Colorado Locks. Whole nother story. Same thing. It's a money racket. It's a total freaking money racket by the Corps engineers. They steadily pay them. Towboat company hit it. Towboat company pays for it. Railroad business. Dry Spring Railroad Bridge, Melville Railroad Bridge, and the bridge known as the Widowmaker, Simmsport Railroad Bridge. All 3 railroad bridges on the Atchafalaya River, 113 miles. It's 113 miles straight up from Morgan City to Lettsville at Old River Lock. If you got 6 barges coming out of Houston, Port Arthur, whatever, 6-pack, right? It's a day and a half, 2 days from there to Lettsville to meet a line boat. Nope, not right now. It's 4 days to 5 days to get to Algiers. Oh yeah, they're working on them. So now they're shut down 12 hours a day. So now this lock's getting backed up. Everybody's tripping through Harvey. You see what I mean? You're band-aiding problems. It's time to rebuild it. You got to fix it. Why did all the Yankees get floating pins and we got rotten ass timbers in our locks? Yeah, they're wooden. They're falling apart. But yeah, because they keep getting hit. Training pilots and training captains, I've told them 100 times, if I've told them once, if you can drive a 6-pack of empties from Algiers locks to Houston and back and not crash anything, you're good to go. Because the gauntlet between here and there will make you a captain, period. Because nobody else, anywhere, everything hits you in a position that it's not supposed to hit you in. It's hitting you left, right, sideways, never on your bow, never on your stern. If you get that, you get it for about 40 minutes, and then it's over with. It's done. You're back to fighting the wind, of the tide, and the current again. Everything hits you side to side. Bayou Piro, the crossings, 4 roads, Homa, the narrowest spot on the ICW, 105 feet wide at Homa Twins. Then to make a 90-degree turn and go through Bayou Large. Yeah. You ain't got to run the play with nothing. Everything sideways. Bayou Buff intersection, one's coming one way, one's going the other way. Wax Lake freaking spillway, coming out of 20 grain. You can just go on and on and on and on. It's all sideways. Everything is sideways. These boats wasn't built to handle stuff going this way. The wind's always blowing out of what? The north or the south. It's sideways. You're fighting one or the other or both at the same time. You get in the river, you feel like you're on a paid vacation. You're like, woo, the water's coming from that way. It takes all the guesswork out. Yeah, it's I don't know. Where's all the pull? That's what I want to know. Where's the pull? Tell them to fix it. Because the way it's written right now, if one of the boats hits the railroad bridge, it's the boat's fault. And then the boat has to pay the downtime to the railroad. And then they got to pay to fix the bridge. It's a win-win-win-win-win for the railroad. But that's our competition. You see, it doesn't. How can you have stakes in this and you tell me this, this, and this, and this, but you ain't fixed the problem? Take the railroad out. So there's a reason we have the Huey P. Long Bridge. There's a reason we have the Upper Baton Rouge Bridge. Why? And look, everybody still bitches about the Upper Baton Rouge Bridge. Railroad bridge. You're never going to have a problem with a highway bridge. Always a railroad bridge. Dresden Island Railroad Bridge, 14-mile railroad bridge, the Yo-Yo Bridge. I can go on and on and on. It's always a railroad bridge. Take them out or fix them. Raise them up. Do whatever the hell you got to do. I don't care. But everything would move faster. A lot faster. But you have to post guys up on it because they don't know it anymore. They don't know it at all. I've had to make multiple trips for this company just to go over there and post somebody go up the Atchafalaya. They ain't never been up it before. It's just not a well-traveled river. Where it should be a main freaking highway, main thoroughfare. I don't understand it. I never will. They somewhere along the line, somebody's got to have their hand in both pocketbooks. Somebody's got to be able to fix it and go, look, this is what needs to be done. It's if you're going to be part of the Department of Transportation, then by God, get the damn Department of Transportation to step in and go, hey, you need to fix this. Point blank. This needs to be done. You've made us, we've done all of this. We went from OPA 90, whatever, to what it is now with all of the security crap and everything that we got to jump through, then it's their turn. And then now look, we got train derailments going on left and right because we know they ain't been up keeping their crap. Where's the money been going? Yeah. Fix it. or just going around crap is ridiculous.
How would you prioritize repairs and replacement of all the bridges and locks and stuff?
Fix them, replace them.
Right, but
I'm
which
gonna
one?
give,
Which
I'm gonna
ones?
give you one. Let me tell you, that guy, you had one of the guys on here, line boat guy, right? And he even said he was in charge of some of the for the East control structure. This is the stupidity. This is the Band-Aid. This is what I'm talking about. He was in charge. This guy's a line boat dude. What the hell do you know about the freaking floodgate at Michoud Boulevard? Not much. That's what you know. Stay your ass in the river. Stay your nose in your own damn business. What you should have did was pick the phone call and call somebody that works over there. Could have been Shorty. Could have been Sanborn and O'Neill. I could have given you a list of names to call to figure out what was going on over there. The Corps, literally out the word out of their mouth, they sat over there with a counter. They counted boats going that way, not barges, boats. Now, completely oblivious, the Corps, industrial locks. Everything's got to be broken in half to go through industrial locks. There's 3 bridges, all of them on curfew. So everything going that way gets delayed by how much? You're a dispatcher, you know. Oh, I got to wait on industrial locks. I'm number 36. What? You feel like the dude in Beetlejuice when you open the rolling number up. I'm 1 in 744 million. I'm going to be here for 2 freaking weeks. Yeah, because of industrial mother freaking locks. But because the traffic is restricted that way, they built a smaller hole in the East control structure. The West side's got a huge one. Oh, but there's a 700 plus foot lock. So a unit tow can go through it all in one shot. Industrial? No, still the old piece of shit that was built way back in the day when sailboats were still using it. Like, why? What? Well, we need to build a new lock. No, you don't. You just need to extend that one out and make it longer because you're still going to use a 6-pack, right? Build the freaking thing down. Oh, no, we're going to lose the Corps of Engineers dock. We won't have anywhere to tie our little bitty freaking 30-foot useless ass crew boat up. Tie that shit off as a Coast Guard station in the lake. Do something. What's more important, the infrastructure or your crew boat that you never use? Right? Quit band-aiding it. Quit freaking band-aiding it. I could go on and on and on about the Corps engineers. They number one tops on my hit list. The Great Wall of New Orleans is such an epical ass failure bullshit. If it would have been me, I'd have been the governor. I'd have been anywhere in charge of this strait. They'd have filled the mist to go back in. They'd have put it right back where it belonged. When Chalmette went underwater, what they should have did was drop the dredge in the river and put the pipe over the freaking levee and just filled it back up with dirt. Then you'd have had a 37-foot island over there, but they didn't do that either. But all that land, they got destroyed during Katrina. Government could have bought that on pennies on a dollar. Nope, they put it right back like it was before. It's just the same way as it was before. Just got newer houses. They patching. They ain't worried about fixing it. What are they talking about? Look at the mill price. How much it cost them to fix that? Them dumbasses didn't even bid the dam. They bid the freaking lock, but not the dam. We talking about some freaking highly intelligent idiots running it. I can't even begin to tell you how freaking idiotic that sounds. It's stupid as hell. How you bid one half and not the other half? Then you had to wait 2 years to get this shit approved? It's called a lock and a dam for a reason, you dumbasses. Both. It's like a BOGO sale. Just buy one, you should get the other one too. I can't even fathom it. All they need to do is build a set of gates and extend the walls out. And they could have a long ass lock in industrial. They can extend it all the way out to past Claiborne Avenue if they want. They won't do it. They've had money allocated to industrial locks to completely build a 1,200-foot chamber. Ask them where that money went. The Great Wall of New Orleans and Mel Price Lock. They moved the money around. There's so many of them that's been broke. Bayou Buff, Leland Bowman's the only one that did right. It's 110 foot wide. It looks like a Yankee lot. Calcasieu needs a dam so bad it's ridiculous because they use the lock as a dam. So they're holding up toes just to let water out of the pool because the guys can't shove the current. But until it got wiped out, it was still all wood. Now the south wall is wooden, the north wall ain't. I know it's opposite. Yeah, south wall is concrete now, and the north wall is wooden. But they stupid things, man. The Department of Transportation. If you've ever seen Hancock where he takes the dude's head and shoves it up the other one's ass, well, he took the whole clink and shoved it up that one dude's ass because they ain't got a freaking clue. Common sense went out the window a long time with them people. They don't make any damn sense. You ain't fixing anything. Nothing. You just patching holes. You're like the little boy with the dam and you're sticking fingers in them. You need to fix the problem and you need to think 40 years ahead of where you are today. Because look how much the industry's grown in a decade. So where's it going to be in 30 years? Yo, you're still going to be dealing with the same damn problems because they ain't fixing them. They ain't fixing any of them. They're just Band-Aiding them. You gotta figure out a way to get around it. And the only way to do it is to basically budget cut. Not budget cut as in budgets, but slim, make it more economical to where everything can move in another damn. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And you go up a foot. I'm going up a foot. Where's the walls? And then you always hear about what? Bayou Blue Pontoon Bridge. Bayou Blue Pontoon Bridge has been wiped out how many times? Grand Lake, Pontoon Bridge. Black Bayou, Pontoon Bridge. Them knuckleheads, they keep rebuilding those little bit of bridges because they're cheap as hell to build. And the one thing they could do to fix it is just extend the pilings up. I even told the dude at Bayou Blue, I had him on the radio one day. I was like, right, y'all just leave those pilings taller the way you can see the bridge. You can't see the bridge. You coming through there with a 6-pack of empties, especially if you got stacked coverage, you're 1,200 feet from that barge, from that freaking going through the hole. You lose sight of the bridge completely. All you got is the 2 little green lights sticking up off the pontoon. That's it. You got no chance. No chance. And then you got to dodge Weeks' crap on the other side of it because they just use it as a parking lot. You got to dodge crap everywhere you go. Black Bayou's the same way. You're coming through Black Bayou and you got to slow down to make a lot. You're holding up in the wind for one and you're taking all the speed. You can't set up for it. It's you got to drive it like you stole it and hope for the best. And like James Trustwell told, I done told him many times, especially Brazos Floodgate. Oh my God. I've caught that many conversations with them fools. Told them straight up, I'm like, can I lay on the wall? Well, Cap, this is a simple question, Cap. Can I lay on your wall? Because if you tell me once and I lay on that wall and I got to fill out paperwork, all I'm going to tell you is you get in your truck and run. Because I'm going to back up and I'm going to stick this barge clean through this freaking hole. We ain't going to have to worry about Brazos Floodgate ever again. Because I can tell you right now, the man that trained me told me the worst thing you could ever do is get in a wreck and not cover the deductible. Cover the deductible, the insurance company will pay for the rest of it. Back up here again. You know, oh my God. I said, all right, James, I remember that. He was a wild card. He was a nut. I don't know how they gonna fix it, Tim. They got a lot of problems. They got way more problems than they think about. They're all over the place. They're worried about looking good and doing it. You ain't gotta look good. We already did that for you, dumbasses. You got the numbers and the stats to prove it. Keeping it looking good is gonna be the whole next problem. And having people to fill places. It's good luck. It's all I can freaking tell you. Good luck. But I can tell you, your selling point is going to be in small towns. It ain't going to be in the big cities. You're going to have to get out. You're going to put some roads. You're going to put some miles on some tires. You know that as well as I do. Faraday, Louisiana, Philadelphia, Mississippi. The little bitty towns that got forgot about. The industry left them, especially river towns, especially all the little river towns all up and down. Greenville, Mississippi, Yazoo, Natchez. Well, Natchez ain't really a small city anymore, but you know what I mean? It's the little bitty ones. The guys that living on rivers and doing boat stuff, that's the fools you need to go after. That's the ones you need to go find out where they go to school, and that's the way you need to set up shop. You need to be basically like a freaking, because you don't, like I said, you created the monster. So you might as well get on the same freaking page as the monsters and go in there with the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, and the Marine Corps. When they set up their recruiting booth, you better be there right with them. You better be trying to steal them straight out of high school, because that's the only way you're going to get them. Because you can offer something besides that. And who knows? Scholarships and stuff. That may be a thing. You know, you could send them to school. Pay for the thing. Hold something else over their heads like their license. That was the one thing with me. I never wanted anybody to own my ass, so I paid for everything myself. No company paid for any part of my license in any shape, form, or fashion. It's always been mine. Mercenary. Give me what you got, and that's it. What else? There was bridges and infrastructure. What else?
Sub-M.
Oh yeah, well, that's all part of them screwing themselves in the ass. That's them. They did that. It's you put the power back. The one thing that Sub-M changed from OUTV is the responsibility part of it, that it went back onto the company instead of the captain or so-called captain of a boat. Where back in the OUTV days, if you was named captain of a boat and the boat got in a wreck, even if you was at home, they would come arrest your ass at home. Didn't matter. But that's why it was so strict back in those days. That's why those guys, I ain't gonna say strict, but that's why there was such a clique in the wheelhouse community, is because they had to watch each other's back. You had to trust that guy literally with your life on the boat, but literally with your livelihood when you was home, because he screwed up. You were going to jail, period. Game over. Sub-M changed that. You know, it put it back. The boat is owned by such and such and such and such. This guy is running it. He's a master or a captain now. So it's, yeah, that's a whole different thing. Sub-M was instrumental in that. And there's some parts of it that are great. There's some parts of it that are just paperwork, dude. My God, the freaking paperwork. It's redunculous. The amount of freaking stupidity. And a lot of it's company based, but I'll say this much. When we was on a boat as kids and an alarm went off, you got the hell up. Something was going bad, really, really, really bad, really, really quick. Nowadays, you can sleep through an alarm, no problem. Why? Because they're always going off. It's like the kid who cried wolf. The digital crap that they put in place is ridiculous. A speck of dirt on a fuel injector, and all of a sudden you got an alarm going. Come on, man, you gotta have some wiggle room. You gotta have some somewhere. Something. No. High builds alarms, boat roll, just a little bit water on one side of the boat. Build alarm goes off. Oh God, here we go with this again. It's always something. Like there's always an alarm. And then you're supposed to test them every, week or so. So yeah, there's always that. It's like there's always an alarm. I tell you, it's funny as one. My old mate got his captain's light, goes to work. Literally, the first phone call I get is from him, and all I hear is about 7 alarms going off in the wheelhouse. I'm like, dude, what in the hell is going on? I don't know how to turn any of this crap off. You can get stopped to go down there and check it out, man. Oh my God, I don't know how you do it like that. That's literally why we stayed on y'all butts all the time about doing this, because if not, it's a pain in the butt, man. It's a pain in the butt. Want to raise pay? What you need to do is put another bunkhouse on here and put the secretary on it. Ask the guys from AEP how many accident reports I filled out for paper cuts. Vicky got a kick out of that one. She's like, what is this? You're like the leaderboard in safety, man. How? Why is this the thing? I'm like, I figured if I figured out Miss Debbie. Debbie really interested in him. I was like, I figured if I filled out enough accident reports, y'all would get rid of the paperwork. That's not how any of this works. It like work for everything else. Why would it work for this? But yeah, trying to figure out how to get rid of it. It didn't work. We just wanted to open more crap. That backfired.
Well,
But
how many more years you got out there?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. It's come down to the point now the way it's going to be my body quit because my back is still screwed up. Never did go get my back fixed. And I got two knees that are screwed and a shoulder that don't work right some of the time. So when the old body goes, it's gonna be a hard we ain't doing this. I tell the deckhands all the time. I work twice as hard getting out of the bed twice a day than y'all freakers do all day long. So yeah, it's a thing. But you can't take pills. Another one of them policy things. There's so many stuff on the ban list that you can't take out here. And if you do, or if you go and get something worked on, say my knees or my back, that's it. That's a wrap. You just change yourself to the Coast Guard. Period. You got to go through a whole list of hoops to jump through every time you go to renew your license. Instead of going, no, I ain't got nothing done, and just deal with the freaking pain. Pain makes you miserable. Pain makes you know you're alive every day. That's for sure. I live with it every day of my damn life. I can tell you all about it. I'd love to have me some gabapentin, some nerve deadener. Oh yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, I don't understand it. You're trying to one up the next guy. The next guy's just as good as you. He's going to move at the same amount. He's fighting the same battle you fight. Until y'all all get on the same page. Good luck. You're going to drive yourselves into the boat. You're going to drive yourselves in the hole. That's all you're going to do. Because you're going to steadily try to one up. Nobody's going to want to work. Nobody's going to want to come out here and deal with the headaches. That's the damn sure. But you remember old Willie. Willie's voicemail on the safety pride to tell you all, he says, hey, if I ain't answering the phone right now, I'm too busy chasing my desk around the river. I'll get back to you when I get it stopped. That was the safety pride's voicemail for years. Willie was another one. Willie was another one of them that really got screwed because of the buyout. Willie was supposed to retire in May with full benefits. Nope. AAP sold him down the creek. He lost all of that shit. He didn't get his benefits. He didn't get his retirement. That's why he wound up still working out here for ACBL. It's like that list of getting screwed is long, hard, and arduous. You can glamorize it, glaze it, do whatever you want. That donut been sitting on the counter for a long time. That bitch like a brick. The guys that work on the boat, we don't forget. And then people know who they are, because I know they didn't call my phone to make sure I was on the boat while they was coming to New Orleans, because that promise has already been issued. What else you got? Any other questions you want to roll, Mommy? I got lots of them.
We're over 2 hours now, 2.5 almost.
Sweet.
So
Sweet,
it's going to take me a minute to edit this one. I'm probably cutting a few things, but
No, man. Cut what you got to cut. But yeah, there's a lot, man. I've had a very interesting career.
Do you have
very, very interesting, and it's been long and arduous, but I've had to fight my whole way up to get where I'm at. So I'm here. You want to take it, you're going to have to fight it even worse. And the only way to beat the rule book is to know the rule book better than the other fool does. So I'm still training. Guys still come on, still ask questions. You know, I was on a boat the other day for about 12 hours, dude. So I've learned more in 6 hours of sitting up here bullshitting with you than I've learned from driving the boat. They don't teach them. They just don't teach them things that they need to know. And if you know how to drive a boat, that's fine. I can teach you how to drive a boat. It's the other things that you need to learn to pay attention to make your life a whole lot easier later on. And they don't put two and two together. It may take years before they actually figure it out. But hopefully they do. He's like, man, you need to make a couple videos. I'm like, nobody wants to watch that, dude. Nobody wants to watch me. They don't, no.
Well, 2.5 hours in, I hope somebody wants to watch you.
Oh, they'll watch me. They'll see me and go, oh Lord, it's that crazy ass Couillon again. Because that's usually what I get labeled as. Did you send it to, I'm like Mikey at the old, give it to Mikey, you eat it. Give it to Trey. He'll get it done. No questions asked. All right, come on, let's roll with it. We'll figure it out one way or the other.
I think that's just as well a place to stop, my friend.
Sound like a plan, brother. Anytime.
Glad
Any
we
of
can
them
finally.
go stupid and want to bark in the wrong direction, send them over. They know where to find me.
I'm glad we can finally get this done, man.
No problem, Tim.
We'll be in
Anytime.
touch.
Tell
Thanks,
Kenny
man.
to keep kicking butt.
We'll do it.
This has been a production of Where You At Studios, LLC.